Alright guys, back again with another factory edge versus the first sharpening and how each one did. I'm sure some of you already know what this is. Another one of the highly anticipated Spyderco Shaman. This is the Z-Wear. Now, I did notice in looking around, these things have date codes from 5 different months or so. Not quite sure how they ran this batch or how they did it. So I have no idea if this is going to represent all of them, some of them, I don't know. So for right now, I have this one to test, and didn't show the factory edge before I went ahead and sharpened it, but it's the normal current Golden Colorado edge that was on here. Didn't have quite as much belt chatter as some of the other ones I've seen, but it did have some. Felt nice and sharp, cut with it, sharpened it again, repeated the test, and we're going to go ahead and watch that real quick, get it out of the way, and then come back and talk about how this did so far. Now that we've got that cutting out of the way, go ahead and talk about this. Now, not sure how well it's going to show up, but I will note, because my Rex 45 Shaman is exactly the same way, and I've noticed that for a while now, the Manix 2s are also this way. If you take a look at that plunge grind right there, and then you take a look at this plunge grind right here. I know it's going to be hard to see on camera the way the light is, but one side is a little bit steeper than the other. It's not quite centered. So I did measure this. The secondary bevel on the left side here is 14 degrees, and the secondary bevel on this side 16.1 degrees. So we are right at that 30 inclusive. That's exactly how it came. I didn't change anything. Was the factory edge on this knife. So the factory edge, like I said, it didn't feel bad, felt nice and sharp. Didn't try it against anything before I went ahead and tested it. Did tape off that 1-inch section and went ahead and cut with it. On the factory edge, I got 93 feet before it would stop cutting paper clean. Had a couple hang-ups at that point. So 93 feet. Definitely would have liked to see more, but you saw the K390 Enduro video. Doesn't necessarily tell you anything. Go back and look at the S30V PM2 video, same exact way. So then I went ahead and sharpened it. That's when I measured the bevels with an angle cube. Sharpened it to 1500 grit. Went ahead and ran the test again. And on the very first sharpening, didn't do fine edge on this one. Just the total working edge that it had in a 1-inch section. And the first edge jumped from 93 to 160 feet. Now, I do hope to see quite a bit more out of this. I do know that I've seen a couple different people now that these have tested around 64 for a hardness. I don't know if that's all of them. I don't know if that means it is a good heat treat with a 64 Rockwell C hardness. So, as we stand right now, 93 feet on the factory edge, 160 feet on the first sharpening. I am going to go ahead and put a couple edges on this, do the regular testing that I normally do, and see where this actually falls. Especially since Z-Wear is so close to crew wear. And I know I've been teasing you guys for a long time, but I have tested quite a bit of crew wear. I just haven't put it into a video yet to get on the channel for you guys to see. But Z-Wear is a whole lot like crew wear. It is a little different, but it's close enough. I find that it uses pretty much the same way. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and compare this one, the Z-Wear, to the Rex 45, since I haven't put the video out for this one yet. All I've done is the actual cutting for the testing with it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this one in with the Z-Wear. Different steels, different attributes. I totally get that. Just think it's a good way. Shaman versus Shaman, two different steels. This one has the same plunge grind issue that the Z-Wear has. And the angles on this one, this is also very close to 30 inclusive. Only difference being is this one as you can see on both sides, gets a little bit wider at the tip. Gets wider on this side. I have noticed on quite a few of the Shaman, Mannix, and other things coming out of the Golden factory also lately, the tip gets really wide here. Almost like when it's being sharpened, the angle is taken to an extreme. So, not sure how well it's going to show up. The tip on this one, you can definitely tell how much wider the bevel is. If I can get it to show. The bevel on the left side is quite a bit wider, and when you look down at it, you can see that. If nothing else, I think it's just going to be a fun comparison. The Z-Wear against the Rex 45. So that's all I have for this one right now. Will be a whole video on it, like I said. That one will be coming up really soon. And I do have a quiet carry drift. going to go ahead and test that one also. Test this Van-X and see how it was done. So keep an eye out for that one also. That's all I have for this one. As always, I appreciate your time and thanks for watching.